B139. I'm Charles.
I'm Don Vito. What's up?
Welcome to the beat. I'm Charlie on this beautiful Wednesday.
All right, so we're gonna start the show off a little different today. Today we don't have our calling tonight. Our calling numbers down today. So caller, we appreciate if you can send us messages on Facebook, on our Facebook Live, if you want to chat with us. And also, I want to send my condolences to my man Doc and his family. You know, that tragic loss a couple days back. And I really don't want to get into it, but I just want to send prayers up to Doc and his family, you know?
Yes, prayers and blessings.
Yeah, it's a lot of that stuff going on out here. It's summertime, and I just want everybody to be out there and be careful, you know? Watch yourself. But back to the show, you know, we got a former NBA player, current Dallas Mavericks player development coach, formerly SHAMGOD Wells, now God SHAMGOD. SHAMGOD, welcome to the show, bro.
Man, just grinding, man. Just trying to make it.
Yeah.
Get positive energy. As they say, like I always say, trying to make Harlem great again.
That's right. That's right.
More importantly, like you said earlier, tragic loss of the day. Somebody that I cared about his son and stuff like that. And was in the process of working with his son on basketball, and I'm continuing to do that.
Yeah.
Just great dad, humble kid, just humble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, we just gotta get out this wickedness, especially in Harlem. Back in the days, there was so much love. When I was growing up with Doc, Little League Pops and stuff like that, and 142nd Street, 140th. People can say what they want. How crazy back in the days was, but the people that guarded the neighborhood guarded the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And when you had fun, you had fun. People was doing cookouts, bus rides, things like that. The problem now is, you don't have everybody on the block, and everybody's savages. You know what I'm saying? So once you think you're cleaning up the block, and you take the head off the block, it's chaos. So that's what we're at right now.
I mean, back in the days, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, people saying back in the days was bad. We had a lot of love in Harlem back in the days, and when something happened, it happened for a real reason, not just because of senseless arguments or hating from this area, from that area. Like you said, we had bus rides, we had cookout, we played ball, we shot pool. That was Harlem. We got fly. You know what I'm saying? We was all about that. But now it's like senseless stuff, But to tell everybody where you from originally, man, and
what's
going on?
I was born in Brooklyn, Kings County Hospital. I moved to Harlem when I was 8 years old. I lived in Brooklyn. I just got in a lot of trouble and stuff like that. So then we moved to Harlem. There was dudes either playing basketball or hustling. Yeah. And I remember I came up here like, I'm from Brooklyn. I got jumped. First day I got there.
That's the wrong move back there.
And I was like, man,
that's the wrong move.
I was like, man, I need to do something else. You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
yo, we should be waiting for y'all to come out.
Yeah.
What?
So like,
yo, dude, this kid with the pillar from Brooklyn. Word? We ain't got nothing to do with you. Just wait. What do he look like? We gonna get him. Because when we went over there, guess what?
Oh yeah,
the same problem.
Yeah. So like I always tell people, Harlem, Brooklyn person, mom in the Harlem person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, we come with Harlem is, people being fly, people making money, people being on that time and stuff like that. And then, like you said, when I moved to Harlem back in the days, like you said, things happen for a reason. You never advocate for anybody in life getting taken and things like that. But in Harlem, if something happened, the other person that happened to most of the time was already on that time too. Right. You know what I'm saying? The problem. And like I said, when I first came up here, I was playing ball and stuff, and the notorious hustlers, big hustlers, crazy block, always showed me mad love and always kept me out of. I don't care whether I was on 40th, whether I was on 39th, Doc and all of them. We'd be in the park. The one thing everybody had was hard right now is like everybody had respect. What was going on. Like nobody never tried to convince me to sell drugs and try to make that be more important than basketball. Right. They saw that was my gift, so they were like, yo, no, go do that. And they was championing it on. You know what I'm saying? And, they made sure, even though I can stand up for myself, they made sure things don't happen. Like, nah, that's sham. You know what I'm saying? This is not. And everybody used to roll with, say, you know, Maze, Camp, all of us, we always was good in the hood. It wasn't just sister stuff. You know? And the thing that's crazy now is because, you know, if people were on that time, then most of the time it don't really happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was now, you know, people ain't on that time because they trying to do something better.
Yeah.
You know, they got kids, so they trying to set examples that they felt wasn't examples for them when they was growing up. And then still chaos happened. So, you know, so like when I come back, I always just try to give back and just show everybody respect because, you know, the best way to get love is show everybody respect. You know, I never was on that time thinking I'm better than nobody and things like that. You know, it's just certain decisions go certain ways for certain reasons. And I just believe in being me. And like, you know, Harlem changed my life for the better. Since a lot of states in Brooklyn, I don't know that. I wasn't even thinking about basketball. Things like that. You know, being in a household growing up, you know, my father's a father, son, and stuff like that. And, you know, all that stuff, you know, he was trained in boxes and things like that. And then he got put in jail. So he wasn't in my life for until I was like 17, off and on. So, you know, so I had so much anger in me then about that. And then when I found basketball, I came to Harlem. Like, it's so funny because, like, I tell everybody, so when I first came to Harlem, they was like, man, we gotta go to 155th Street. And I was like, what? I'm like, man, basketball is corny. So I go up to 155th Street, you know, there's no seats. I'm getting on the gates, climbing on the gates with my friend. I'm like, man, this is stupid. So the game started. I'll never forget. It was Tip Dog, Mike Boogie, Malloy, and they was playing this basketball. It was an all-star game.
That's a great game right there.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen somebody like dribbling like
Crazy.
and like Mike Boogie dribbled through Malloy's legs. And I was like, yo. I was like, man, these dudes are like superheroes. I was like, yo. Yeah, I was like, yo, this is crazy. The girls up here, they got jewelry on it. They rocking up here. And like, and from that day forth, because, you know, back in the day, he wasn't really watching NBA games and things like that. So from that day forth, it's like, yo, I gotta play in this one day. I gotta play in this one day. And that's when I found my love.
Yeah.
See,
Well, go ahead.
but you know, like you said, you've seen all these big hustlers and stuff. So we hear a lot of times it's youth out there, they playing ball and they go on, you know, this way of sports, but they get dragged to the street, man. So besides them, you know, telling you not to do it, how did you stay away from the appeal of what they was doing? How did you stay away from that?
Because, like, you know, like, you born into a family like the father sons and things like that, you read a lot of books and stuff. So the most important thing about being a father son is having knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? So me growing up, I knew one thing I can't do is not because of fighting or anything. That's the easy part. It's like I never could be going to jail. And I always is like, if I did something like, I'll be the one going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's about just not being free. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in a household where it's free thinkers. You know, like my father made 5% of them at the time, like Alchemix and all this stuff back then. So I remember I used to have to be at the dinner table and I used to have to read books and my homework out loud. You know what I'm saying? And that was like crazy to me. You know, I remember my father got me a flag where everybody knows what the flag is. Flag is like the name say the name of, and say, most of the time someone will say Allah or whatever. But when you're a father, they always say your name. So it's like the name is SHAMGOD. I remember I went to my grandmother's house and I lost my flag. The flag is like a little bit smaller than a quarter, like in the grass. Father kept me outside till 4 in the morning looking through the grass for this flag. So it was a lot of stuff like I was in it because my mom was a father. So it's just like, I said, man, I gotta get out of here, I gotta get out. But even when I moved to Harlem with my mom, it was just like, there's so much free thinking. Then when I used to see dudes hustling and stuff like that, I'm like, man, like y'all here all day trying to get this pick. And then when I see dudes go to jail, I'm like, man, like, I can't imagine being in jail. So I just stuck to basketball. You know, that's kind of how that went. And then, like I said, all my friends was playing basketball too. You know, they rap now, but it was like Ace, Cam, you know, Zig, you know, Don Less Than Honey Six, things like that. So we all grew up and met from playing basketball. You know, and then, like I said, you got people like Doc and them, Green the Big League, you know, Lou Sims, anybody like, because we played ball, people always knew like, okay, they on basketball. That's the time they on. You know what I'm saying? Just like all this stuff, Big L was rapping, it's like, okay, that's what he do, like Big L was rapping. You know what I'm saying? And we just embrace everybody's role. We never try to say change everybody. Like if it was a rap contest back in the days, nobody like Cam Mason rap, like people was running to get Big L rap. You know what I'm saying? This before Mason Kim really started rapping hard. So if it was about ball, they like, yo, go get Sham, blah blah blah, alley mode. So everybody had their own niche, but you still was in the middle of all the chaos. You know what I'm saying? But it was like I said, it was so much love. It was like all the dudes to give us money, stuff like that. Like, you know, we'd be in the park all night. And then half of the people that was older than us selling drugs, like back then, they played ball. So we always had a common ground. We would always talk about ball all night, whether it's like street basketball, NBA basketball, go back and forth arguments, whatever. So, but it was all love. So nobody never like tried to make anybody or try to convince somebody to do something different.
Which I had that guidance also. That's what a lot of people don't got today. It's even with that going on, you have the guidance that they tell you to stay away. Now you got people they're bringing kids to this lifestyle, but even now it's not as probably was.
Yeah.
So they leading them down two different roads. It's not rigid.
Yeah. No, it's funny because I just had this talk the other day. You know, me and my boy Jason was talking. I was just like, you know, that's why I try so hard to do so much because I'm like I blame my era. You know what I'm saying, for the disconnect. Because like I said, when I was coming up, you know, they always showed us the way. We always like, oh, this is big homie. This is this. This is that. So as we growing up, when we became like 18, 19, those stuff, it was like we did everything out of competition. There was like more envy. I won't say jealousy, it was more envy. So it's like, oh, Sham's over here, hey, Bass is over here, him was over here, this person's over here. But then we didn't do enough good job to like reach back and be like, yo, nah, we together. Like, you know, it's sometimes like when I was growing up, it's like when we got like teenagers and people start getting famous, it's like, oh, he over there, I ain't going over there. Because I need the spotlight on me. I ain't going over there with that. Or I ain't doing that. You know, like back in the days when they was doing it, all of them was going to the rooftop, no matter who's making money. They all are going one place. Now, it's like, if I'm over here, then another person don't want to be over here with me. Because it's like, yo, this did his life or something like that. Whereas back in the days,
people don't like to share their success,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, so like when back in the days, it was like, yeah, you had Rich, you had this person, but 40th is rocking, 42nd is rocking, 49th Street is rocking, all these crews is rocking, and they all know each other too. Like,
right.
In my era, it was like, no, that's time for him. It's not. So then what happened is, the people that come under us, there's really no respect. Because like we borderline not dealing with it, like, man, I don't care about it. So now the younger kids are like, man, they don't do nothing for us anyway. Whereas we didn't have that problem. You know what I'm saying? We could come and play ball and be like, Lee, Lou, whoever, like, yo, can we get money to do stuff? All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? However, I think because you get successful, like in the corporate world, it's kind of like for you to be successful like you want to. For most people, this way most people do. Like, you just get missing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, you got to be on the hook, you got to be there. But if you're getting money in the hood, you're right there on that. So everybody see who's big home, everybody see who's about this and that. But when you get money like quote unquote the right way or the corporate way, it's like, yo, I gotta be out of here. You know, it's like, you know, like Nipsey is one of my friends. Like, it's like that situation. It's like most people like, oh, if he was on that time, most people like, oh, that probably would happen if he was on that time. But because the corporations come out and get love, this and that, it's like stuff like that happen. It's like, oh, how can stuff like that possibly happen? You know what I'm saying? But when you're in the hood and you get money on that time, you always on that time. Because you know, like, yo, it get crazy quick. You know, so it's like, so your feet is on the ground all the time, and you know what's going on all the time. So, you know, but the love is different like that. You know, but you can't go back and forth. And then it's like, you get stagnant. So that's why when I'm here, I'm always trying to be in, show love, whatever. Yeah, because like, that's what we got. There's so much talent in Harlem. New York, period, but there's so much talent. Like in Harlem, because Harlem breeds nothing but talent. For real.
So, Sham, just talk a little about your name. Who created that name for you? And does it have any spiritual meaning to it?
Yeah, it means the son of God. That's my father's name. See, when people get it messed up at, what happened was, so when I was young, they said me and my father was on strange times. So when I was young, I'm like, my mom's do everything for me. So once I became good in basketball, I just always was, because I went to Catholic school my whole life. And I moved to Manhattan. So, when you're young and people calling you God and stuff like that, they don't want to call you God. So it's like funny to people. So I was like, okay, we can leave
So that was your name pretty much as a child, SHAMGod. You call
that's like my birth name is God Shammgod.
Okay.
I've never had a birth certificate that says Shammgod goes in my life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand. So what happened was, me and my pops was going like strange times. So when I went to school, you could write whatever you want. It's like my boy, his name's Speedy Class. His name is not Speedy. He writes Speedy Classes. So when I got there, I was like, my pops don't do that anyway. So like my mom's is holding it down. So I always wrote my mom's name. I write Shammgod Wells. Because I wasn't gonna write God, so I wrote Shammgod Wells. So then when I got to Providence, it became a problem because it was like, yo, you have to use your name on the birth certificate.
I was just about to say that because some schools do have an issue with that as far as creating a name and changing it over. Sometimes they even have a problem with you using your middle name. They say, oh, well, you can't use your middle name, you have to go by the first name. So they did give you a couple of issues with that.
So when I got there, they was like, well, because when people don't know, like me, I've probably been using Shammgod Wells now. That's what people don't understand. It's like, because if people looking at McDonald's American game, I use Wells. So 5 months later, I was at Providence, my jersey say Shammgod. So then what happened when I got there, they was like, hey, you gotta use your birth name. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. It was like, well, then you gotta pay to change it. And I was like, all right. So then I looked, and it was like, for $600 something. I was like, $600. Back then, I was like, $600. I'm like, you know what I can do with that 600?
Like, for real, like, that's my name. Like, that's what I said. That's my name, guys. That's my name.
So I'm like, you need to stop. So I'm like, all right, $600. I'm like, yo, I'm in school struggling. Like, yo, you get Jordans. I did all kind of stuff with this 600. So
change the name.
Exactly. So then I was like, well, y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do. So then they came back to Jersey and they said Shammgod, and then the whole school went crazy. It's a Catholic school, so they like, yo, he changing his name. He's all, he's conceited.
So you did it legally.
No, I didn't legally. I just left it.
Oh, you just left it. Okay.
Yeah, because like now to legally change it to be Shammgod Wells.
Okay.
So I said, yo, y'all do what y'all gotta do that. I thought they was bluffing. I was like, y'all do what y'all gotta do. So then when they brought my jersey for the first game, it said Shammgod on the back. So then in the yearbook, you get the book and it was like, God Shammgod. So then everybody was like, yo, this dude is so cocky. My school is Catholic. So they going crazy at this point.
They had a write-up, they said, what's up with them dudes from the LaSalle Academy? Talking about world be free and Shammgod.
So they started going into all that. And then it was a big thing because like 5%, they on that. So they like, yo, yeah, they got close God and all this and that. And for me, it was just like, it's not, it's whatever. So then once, everybody starts saying, oh man, he changed his name, he's cocky. I'm like, no, I'm like, when people understand, this was the craziest part to me out of everything. Because I was like, you know how you go to college and they got the booklet and they talk about the person. So they talk about me, they talk about my family. My brother has never used the name Wells in his life. Or my sister. So like in the book, like when it first comes, it's like Shammgod Wells, it's like Prince Asiatic Shammgod, Shammgod Shammgod, Shammgod. So I'm like,
because they had your father's name and you took your mother's.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm looking at them like, but it's common sense. If their last name is Shammgod, why would y'all think my first name is Shammgod? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, for my whole 18 life existence, their name always been Prince Asiatic Shammgod, Shammgod Shammgod. My name is the only one that I wrote Wells. So I'm like, why would y'all look at this and then say, oh, he changed his name? I'm like, if my whole family last name is Shammgod, why would not, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Right.
yeah, so I'm like, nah, this is
That's my name.
yeah,
But what did the players call you?
nah, all the players gonna be Shammgod, you know.
I mean, development, you development coach, right?
at Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they call me God, Shammgod.
Like the problem you tried to avoid, it ended up happening.
Yeah, so then what happened was, right after that, because of where I played basketball, then everybody thought it was cool to be like, yo, my name was God, yo, this, that. So now it became a thing. It became what it is now.
Right. Because it is a little spicy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sound like something dealing with. It won't just think like, oh, this is his birthday. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It sounds like some basketball stuff like, Sham, you know
So
what
when
I'm
did the move
saying?
come, and when did the move take the name Sham?
But see, what people don't understand, like, the move been, like, I've been doing moves like that. What happened was, the last time I tried to tell people, I'm like when people talk about the move, I'm like, I've never in my life ever said, yo, this is the SHAMGOD. I did it, and I let it go. And then the next summer, all the kids was like, yo, I'm doing it. The kid told me, it was like, yo, this is SHAMGOD, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, at first I'm like, you know, because I do so much dribble and stuff, it was like, I didn't know what they was talking about first. You know, when I did it, I just did it. Like, first of all, I kind of messed up another move, and then that move happened. Because I just reacted off of another move. Because I was trying to do a move that Kid Anderson used to do, like, he kind of did it to Bob Early and stuff in college. So I was trying to reenact that. And what happened was, when I first went into it, I just lost the ball. So then when I'm trying to get the ball, the other person trying to get the ball, and my left hand was just closer to the ball. I just snatched it back and then went to the basket. And then, you know, like I said, I always watch film and stuff like growing up. And so I just always watch myself like on VHS back then. And I was watching in slow motion. I was like, oh man, this joint my hand could work. So then the next day I grabbed my boy Corey Wright, he from Harlem, and went to the gym, and I'll never forget, like, the first day we was up to it was like from like 8 to like 2 in the morning. He was like the one guarding me, and I just kept practicing with wrist weights, heavy ball, all that. And then after that, I just started doing it. You know, like I said, ain't nothing without God, because, like, you know, God just let it happen at the right time. Because what happened is, what people don't know, like, in the Big East tournament, I did the same exact move. Nobody said nothing or anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that it was on CBS, and it was an NCAA tournament, and it was against the national champs at the time. And I did it, and it just took
Different
my life.
people watching.
Yeah,
You know?
because nobody thought we would go that far in the NCAA tournament. So, you know, when you're in those type of environments, they always root for the lower level teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then being that all of us was from New York, of course, I don't care if you're in Chicago, Philly, you're like, yo, those dudes from the hood. So you going with that.
The home base team.
Yeah, so everybody love the hood team. So they like, yo, they out there working. And then when it happened, it just took on a life of its own. And then, you know, 20 years later, so yeah.
So you played,
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to play 1 year for Washington Wizards, right?
Yeah, I signed for
How was
2.5
that
years. Got hurt after my first year. I felt the burn down. That's my shoulder. Then it was like, hey, you know, then like I didn't play for like 8 months. And then I came back, and it was like, yo, you should try to do this. And I was like, all right. But at that time, like, I'm already in the league, so I'm like, we got a house, I got stuff. So I'm like, I got to pay bills. So then once I got healthy, I went to China.
Mm-hmm.
And China was just like phenomenal. So I was making bad money. And then Seattle was like, that's right before Seattle changed. It was like, yo, you know, because I just got MVP in China, you know what I mean? Of course, all the NBA scouts did because y'all names there. Mm-hmm. It's like right before you went to the NBA. So I got MVP. And then Seattle was like, yo, you should come try it out. You should go. It was like, you should play some games in the CBA first. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. But I'm like, if y'all don't pick me, mm-hmm. Then I done left mad money on the table. So then my attitude was just, you know, I was just like, yo, if y'all want me, y'all know where I'm at. Y'all come get me.
So what was one of the most successful teams you played for?
In China or here?
in general?
Oh, probably Providence and LaSalle. I mean, LaSalle. I played with LaSalle. I lost 2 games in 2 years. so definitely LaSalle. And then, like I said, high school. Like high school for me, high school was dope because, like, you know, I played probably in the best McDonald's All-American that's ever existed. So it's like, you know, that stuff you can't make up. You can't really create. You know, like I played McDonald's All-American games. Me, Stephon Marbury, Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, KG, Antoine Jameson, obviously a tractor trailer, Chauncey Billups, Ron Mercer, Paul Pierce. Like, Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? So like with that class, it was like, because you know it's 22 players. 19 of us were pro before it was 3 years of college. So like that's never gonna be. And then even in that class, you have like the greatest ever at something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people argue like, oh, Shannon's the greatest dribbler ever. Cool. Vince Carter's probably the greatest dunker ever. You know what I'm saying? Then you got KG that transcended basketball out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Chauncey Billups, Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Championship, stuff like that. Then you got Paul Pierce. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. So like that class, and the thing that's good about it is like, because even now, all the top people in that class is doing something right now. Like they so influential in basketball. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's those things that's good, man. You know, life is good right now.
Right.
So player development coach, like another name for assistant coach.
Yeah. So it's just another name. You know, for me, it's kind of unique because, you know, I'm kind of different in that way because, you know, most players that I work with is like fans of mine, former fans of this. So it's like, so most of the time, you know, they don't listen. You know, because everybody always asks me like, man, how can I get development? You know what I mean? People like hit me up, oh, how did you do this and that? And I'll be like, man, I can't really explain the blueprint because it's like, most of it is because I'm Shammgod. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a kid father could tell me, oh, do this about dribbling it. And I said, it could be the same exact thing. But the kid take it to heart because it's like, yo, she don't want to dribble like this or this and that. So they you know, so like most of the players I work with, I've been blessed to work with good players, so they more like listen and, you know, and I give you know, and I know what I'm doing, so that's a good thing. And my results have been good. You know, like the first person I ever trained was Kobe Bryant. So yeah, so that speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? And then like, you know,
How many hours I spent in the gym?
We spent almost like the whole summer. So it's like, you know, even with that situation, like Kobe's a year younger than me. You know, me and Kobe played in ABCD camp. And you know, at this time, it's funny because at this time I'm All-American and Kobe's just, you know, he's good, but he's just another player. So his father's like, man, you dribble so good. You know, can you teach my son how to dribble? I'm like, son. It's like the first day of the camp. He's like, yeah, he just came back. He just came back from Italy. You know, he can jump, he can shoot, this and that. He can't really dribble. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we go through the camp first day to give us our teams. And I'm like, I'm playing with him. I'm like, man, this dude's shooting the ball every time. I'm like, yo, he's tripping right now. Like, he don't know I'm a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then, you know, then it was a whole big thing because, like, he walked like Jordan, shoot gun like Jordan, everything. So, you know, you're young. So you're young, you know, people click up. You know, people click up. Man, what this crazy dude think he is? He Jordan. Like, he tripping. Like, you think he Jordan, like, man trash. Like, you know, all of that, you want to say, yo, he's trash. You know? So then me and him got close, so we got tight, you know. His father asked me to work him out. We worked out on his handle and stuff. And it's so crazy, and that's why I try to tell kids, I'm like, don't never let people tell you nothing, because I'm like, yo, if he didn't think he was Jordan at that time, he would never be Kobe. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did everything Jordan. And yo, the ridicule he got, like, forget it. You gotta think. He had 17 getting ridiculed by 17. So that's already tough. Then you go to the NBA, you got Shaq, all these people getting at you, slapping you in the face, all these shows, And man, still stuck to his guns. Like, what? I'm that dude. I'm gonna be that dude no matter what y'all say.
All the way through his
Yeah,
career.
and that's why I tell people when people always argue like
All the way through.
Yeah, when people always argue, I say, yo, man, if it ain't Jordan, I don't want to hear nothing about nobody. I'm like, yo, my man was shooting. My man was shooting too. Jordan said this one time. Jordan was like, I shot 1,000 jumpers a day. So Cole was like, 1,000 jumpers. Cole, the next summer, shot 2,000 jumpers a day. But 2,000 makes. Right. So I mean, even if you're 50%, you gotta shoot 4,000. Right. So you gotta understand, like, that man, yo.
Mentality is crazy.
What? And his daughter right now, like, he just flew me to work his daughter out. Like, his daughter,
I see too.
yeah, her mentality,
She's shooting too.
I've never seen. Forget being girl, boy. Never seen a kid, like, so locked in. Like he brought me there and he was like, it was a bunch, it was like 6 girls, 4 boys. He's like, cause he do this number academy. He's like, yeah, I want you to just work my daughter. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, I don't want them to do nothing but dribble. And I'm like, all right, cool. They like, no, the whole time. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like, they gotta dribble and do layups, so they, like, it's just mentally, it's just too much. It's like, nah. So we did from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, all dribbling. So then I'm like, all right, so we got finished. And he's like, yo, we're gonna come back from 2 to 4.
So what was that consistent of? Like, what you was teaching a tricks? Like, what was
No, it's tricks. It's straight. I teach drills, like between the legs, behind the back, like my way.
Up and down the court.
Yeah, take the ear out the ball, stuff like that. Let you dribble with no ear in the ball, stuff like that. Stuff I did when I was little. Just make you stay low. And what people
right.
Yeah, make you stay low and make you pound the ball hard. So what people understand is like.
So it gives you a better hand.
Yeah. So the less the ball is out of your hands, you know, the better you are. What happens is some people they dribble lazy, so like the ball touches their hand less. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a hard dribble, and the ball gets to your hand quick, you can shoot, you can pass, you can react. You know, so I was teaching them that. I was teaching them like angles, you know, because if you look at soccer, you know, that's why soccer players are always good when it comes to basketball because they got football. Yeah. Because people don't understand when it comes to dribbling is all about the bottom half of your body. The hands and all, the hands stuff, that's an illusion. Right? That's why Kyrie is good. Yeah. Because it's everything that comes after the hand. You know, like the way you make layups, the way you do angles and stuff like that. And that's the main part. Like people be so focused on just dribbling. That's why like back then you see somebody that play game. They dribble in one spot, and people like, man, he's just dribbling too much, he ain't doing this stuff. It's because he don't move the bottom half of his body. Right. You know, that's where everything is at.
So what's your take on Steph?
Curry? Nah, Steph is good. Steph is good, but I don't think Steph is not my top 3. No. Kyrie. Yeah, Kyrie won. Yeah, Kyrie won. Kyrie won. Kimber 2. James Harden stayed. And the reason why I say it because I just it's like this is what I tell people. You know, people like like when I made the argument, people like, you hate, and I'm like, nah. I'm a dribbler. Like I'm a dribbler, and I got a handle. They're totally 2 different things. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what people understand. So like, I'm like, bro, I know. Because I did it so long for me, so I know. I'm like, so they like, yo, you crazy. I said, all right, so we'll do this. If Steph Curry and Kyrie both right now playing on the team, and neither one of them can shoot one jumper, I said, who would get where they want to go still? I said, Kyrie. If Steph couldn't shoot, he couldn't blow past nobody. Right. And that's not knocking him. You know, he's the best shooter.
You know when I noticed that? Remember when they both played in the Olympics? They was on the same team?
Yes. And Kyrie was the man.
And when they both was in the game at the same time. But when Steph came down, if they stopped him and he couldn't get a shot, he'd try to go by, but if this Kyrie was just going through the traffic like, and that's when I said, dang. That's when I started having an argument with people. I'm like, yo, Kyrie got a better handle than Steph. Man, Steph nice, okay, he's nicer. But Kyrie shit is like crazy. Yeah, and dudes, man.
See, Steph's whole thing is set up because he can shoot. Kyrie's the whole thing is set up because he can dribble.
He'll penetrate.
Yeah, so it's a totally different thing. And if you look, that's that's why Steph make a move and something happen. He pass, move up the ball, shoot, stuff like that. And like even if you look, like when they played in the finals, right? So when they played against Cleveland, and this is everybody here, like, yo, you was right. I said, you see on the last play, after Kyrie hit the three, put them up, Steph came down, they didn't step the ball. And Kevin Love just switched on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was trying to like go by him and couldn't. He had to shoot a forced jumper. I'm like, there's no forward switching on Kyrie. No. They gonna do everything possible to be like, yo, nah, we gotta make sure our guards stay on. Yeah, I'm like, so if you watch the Steph play, like big men switch on him, and even when big men switch on him, it ain't like he blow past the basket. He do a move and shoot the jumper. Still, you know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. And then with Kimber is Kimber. The difference with Kimber and Kyrie is Kimber got the best breaks in the NBA.
Oh,
Like he stopped on the down and change direction better than anybody.
Yeah.
And people don't know, like, if you got good breaks, like Kimber, that's why even in college you watch Kimber do step back all stuff. Like he stops so, like he drives so hard and stops so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that's within itself.
What about James Harden?
Oh, James.
He just gets to his basket.
Yeah, but see, James got a handle. James know how to pass. So James is like different from Kyrie and stuff because James' natural instinct. James is a great passer. Mm-hmm. Like he's not a person that can assist. He's a great passer. Mm-hmm. And the difference is like you can have Westbrook on the court. Yeah, if you're on the court 40 minutes, you should be able to get 8 assists. Mm-hmm. You know, that's how Steph. That was the difference between when me and Steph growing up. Like Steph, you get assists because that's what you want. Like me, I was naturally just wanting to pass first and then everything else involved. You know what I'm saying? So with them is like James Harden, if you look when he was at OKC, that's what he was doing. He's playing the point. He wasn't taking no shots. Yeah. It was KD and Russ. So now when he went to Houston, he already had that in him. And then he became a great scorer. And then once that happened, you know, like if you see the passes, like James, the only person you see play right now, he had 38 points, 16 assists. Like this is not once in a while. Yeah, this is not once in a while. This is like a normal base.
And effort is too.
Effort easy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Because even if Chris Paul didn't play, he'd have been the number one assist and number one scorer. He'd probably be the second player to take that title.
Do you value like ball security over being able to do moves?
Yeah, because like it's stupid to me.
I think that's the difference between Steph. That's why I'm going.
Yeah.
His security is low.
No, that's the difference between kids that grow up now and kids that grow up in the past.
They see the move and want to do it.
Now kids only practice moves. Nobody practice dribbling. Like kids practice moves. Like kids will come in and be like, oh, I'm doing the SHAMGOD, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Mm-hmm. You'll never see kids unless they're with somebody. Corner. Like you'll never see a kid just put in his right hand and go up and down the court, just right hand, just straight dribbling, nothing else, just straight dribbling. First, you know how many kids I do stuff with? First thing they say to me is, yo, man, you gotta give me that sauce, yo. You gotta see some shit, man. I'm like, bro, you don't even know how to dribble. What are you talking about? And then I'll show them, so they be like, all right, yo, when we gonna learn that shell from, bro? That sauce.
They're trying to get straight to the good stuff. They're like, come on, man, show me what you be doing.
They be
That's
like, yo,
what
what's
I
up
want
with
to
the sauce? And I'll be like, yo, there's no sauce if you can't do this.
So, Sham, who would you say is some of the most difficult clients you had to teach? And why? As far as being a development coach.
The most difficult person probably is my man Justin Anderson. He played with Philly. I know he gonna be mad.
Why?
Because he's the person. He always. I'm like, Justin, you gotta do this. Yo, I need that sauce. And I'm like, Justin, Justin, he went to Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, like, I used to always say, I was like, you can't believe what he said. Like, yo, I need that sauce, man. and then he'll see, every day I used to train Harrison Barnes. So he'll see, Harrison going through everything. And Harrison is making $94 million. Anything I'm telling him to do for him, he's locked in. then you see everybody saw the maturation on how he got better, you know, and stuff like that. But then Justice still comes in. Yeah, I see Harrison doing that. Yeah. Yo, when you finish, just show me the sauce. Let's get to the sauce. And I'm like, bro. And, you know, and now, you know, there's no doubt, but you see the result, like, bouncing around, you know, it's like when you're getting better, what people don't understand, the magic is in the little stuff. A whole bunch of little stuff that turns into one great thing.
First, and then, you know,
what
it's
I'm
like the
saying?
sauce.
Yeah, and that's what people don't understand.
You got sauce before you want.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand. It's all into the little things.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing, everything in life is about the little things. When you relationship, when you working, with it, always the little things, but then they add to big things. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have to, if you skip that step, and see, and that's what happened. That's what happened when I was in college. It was like, you know, what happened in this era is, you know, so I'm like right at the edge of this era. So it's like what happened is you meet with people your whole life, and then you get hot. And then experts come. Say, man, you should have listened to them. They don't know what they're doing. And then you start thinking, like, man, this person never played basketball. Yeah, this other person is right. And that's what I tell kids now. Just even with me, I tell kids, like, yo, if you don't think something is right, I don't care if it's me. You should always challenge it. You know what I'm saying? Because just because somebody got NBA or NBA, they don't mean, you know, they know everything. Right? You know, just because somebody's an expert don't mean.
But you still can't teach.
Yeah, so like when I went to Providence, I would stayed in college like 4 years. You know what I'm saying? But then once I, you know, NCAA came, I did good. And scouts was like, yo, you hot right now. And I know I'm hot, but I'm like, they're like, yo, you should leave. I'm like, all right, I go to the Knicks like 4 times. The Knicks like, and it was so crazy because I told the Knicks, I'm like, yo, if y'all not gonna take me, tell me now, so I'll go back to school. It was like, yo, we don't think you're gonna be there, but if you're there, we take you. Because it was like Miami Heat, some people had other picks and they liked me too. They had the 25th pick, I'll never forget that thing. Yo, we don't think you're gonna be there, but if you're there, we definitely take you. So I ain't had no reason to think that it was lying. It was last in assists and first in turnovers. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I told him, I said, yo, I will give up 2 years of college to play with the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I'm like,
yeah,
because I'm like, I'm hot. So if I come back next year, I'll be top 10. You know, then the book is the book after that. So, and I asked him, I'm like, what you think? He's like, nah, I'm telling you, I'm going to take you. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'm going out. But I'm not knowing both sides. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when kids ask me now, I'm like, yo, here goes good. And here goes bad if you come out. Mm-hmm. Just know if something go wrong, you got to deal with this. See, I ain't have that talk. It was all good. So now I'm sitting in the crib. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. 25th pick come, they like, yo. And mind you, they had like 8 forwards. They had Larry Johnson, they had all them dudes. So I'm like, there's no way. They like, yo, 25th pick, Knicks take John Thomas. I just let them know. I was like, yo, it's over. Start crying, went to the house. 47 pick. I watched the news, just like, yo, yeah, shit, bro. I still wasn't convinced. I was like, all right, it's cool, but because, you know, it's like, when you walk into stuff, most times, it gives you a head start. You know, I walked in a situation and it's like, what I'm coming here for? You got, like, Rob Strickland is the point guard. You know, from the city like me, like, Rob Strickland's a god at this time. I'm like, yo, Rob, nice. You know what I'm saying? So then you go there, and then you got his backup is Chris Whitney. You know, at that time, I'm like, oh, yeah, I got this spot. You know what I'm saying? But then they just paid him $3 million. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, you know, and this is the first time I ever came to basketball where it was like, it wasn't about basketball. So that's why I'm trying to tell kids now. I'm like, yeah, you're nice, but you gotta understand. I mean, it's a business, you know. So I'm in practice doing the work. You know, Rod, Chris Webber, they showing me mad love, and I'm like, I'm still promoting. Yo, just gave him $12 million for 4. You gotta justify that. So we gotta do everything possible for him to play. But I'm young. I ain't looking at it. I'm like, nah, y'all hating. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time like going like battling. Like, I'm like, every coach I ever been with was like a pops to me. Love. I'm like, yo, God, I hate it, man. I'm like, so then it just turns you off. So that's why when people hear people say, yeah, man, I was in the NBA and I didn't like it. And people are like, man, what are you talking about? I ain't like no, like, nah, that just will have you stressed. Like, people understand when you get money, money become normal.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not looking at it no more about the money. You like, yo, especially if you care, you like, y'all should be hooping.
So what was some of the most difficult decisions you had to make?
Nah, just that one. That one was like,
one of the most
that one was like the craziest one ever because like I was so high, like in college, like mentally about basketball. I was so like, I remember one time I had a conversation with somebody and I was like, yeah, the NBA don't work, I'm going straight to the block. I can't go with shit. I'm like, I'm taking everything I got.
Forget everything else, right?
Yeah,
Straight to the block.
I'm like, yo, I'm going straight to the block.
So you saying, right? Comparison to a dude, a starter, he getting 10 million, whatever.
Yeah.
But a dude on the bench getting 10, but he ain't never playing.
Yeah.
Money just becomes regular.
Yeah.
You want to get on the court. Because you got your image and you start with like, damn, I ain't
Because you
getting
got to
hurt.
think, like yeah, what happened is DC is three, so everybody here know, like back in the days, you know, anybody was getting money in New York, they going to DC. DC going to New York. So me going to DC, everybody already knew me. So, you know, I'm sitting on the bench, you hear people like, yo, put Sham in. What are y'all doing? Y'all tripping. So I already feel they tripping. So now when I hear other people say, so now, you know, I'm going to practice turned up every day, like, yo. So now I'm going in doing work, and I'm like, and then, you know, Rod, big bro, because we're a big bro. And they already had love for me, so it wasn't like, when I came there, I was just like a typical rookie. You know, you got to think, like, we played the Lakers. I ain't getting no run. Shaq on the court, I'm sitting on the bench, Shaq like, yo, I'm not playing Sham. You know, I know Sham ill. This is what he's saying. And I'm sitting on the bench like. So after a while, you hear it enough, you start getting aggravated. So I'm sitting there. Now it's hurting. Forget all that. You know, I'm going around in DC. You know, because I'm a hooper, so I'm going to DC. I'm going to Barry Farms. I'm going to these places hooping. I'm in there smashing, talking my shit, and everybody like, oh, you ain't getting no run. And I'm like, yo, you know, I'm just like, yo, this is too crazy for me. And then after that, to escalate, you get hurt. Now you're like, yo. And then, like, you know, me leaving college, you know, you got people like, yo, you in college stupid, he ain't gonna make it, this and that. So now, you know, everything happened, there's all that coming. Mm-hmm. And that's why people don't understand, like, how basketball people get depressed. Like, you dealing with so much, and then, like, you know, people like, man, if I was getting paid that money, I wouldn't be tripping. No, bro, like, money is not, money, at this point, you know you're gonna make money. Yeah. So when you know you're gonna make money, it's like, nah, like,
now you're gonna play.
Yeah, so now you're like, yo, I need to be a star.
Yeah, because you in it for the love of the game, not just for the cash. You know,
everybody here on this team got money, but they playing and I'm not.
Yeah. So when people understand, then like me and Ben Wallace was on the bench together.
So they kept going with the same 5
Yeah. Me and Ben Wallace so bored, we like, yo, we gonna see who can draw hair out tomorrow. That's how he got his hair like one. No, that's how he won. After a while, I'm like, man, I'm from New York, man. We do waves and all that. That's so crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like Ben, it's crazy because Ben Wallace was the same player for us. No run, no minutes. Yeah. I was getting more minutes than Ben. Yeah. And that probably was like, I was getting like 5 minutes. So he was getting no minutes. He leave, he go to Detroit, Hall of Fame.
You think it's a better way to like, because they understand that you gotta have like third string, you gotta have somebody go down, you gotta have somebody step up just in case the star go down. So you think it's a better way to do it because a lot of people they get stuck in that third string role, they don't get no run. Like look at Rashawn Holmes, his time was hot because he was killing them.
Yeah.
And even what's his name that just went to New Orleans?
Yeah, like Jalil.
So they do them. Do you think it's a better way to do it?
Nah, it's just that like if you get stuck in a position where see like people understand like you get to the NBA and all that, like you don't really control the narrative unless you come in there the right way. And that's what I'm saying. If I stayed in college one more year and now I come in, I'm top 5. Now it's like if I fail, that means the organization fell. And they're not gonna do that. Like you come in second round, you borderline. Even if you like top 5, you got a bad attitude, and people know you got a bad attitude. So now, if something don't work, it's already an excuse. They be like, yeah, he was in college. I mean, he's a top 5 talent, but when he was in college, he was lazy. So even if that's not the reason why you're not playing on the team, if it don't work, that's the first thing that you can go to. Or you be like, yeah, look where his family, look where he came from, this and that. So now if I'm going in the second round, you like, it's a 50-50 chance that this will work. Now if it worked, they're a genius. Yeah, we got him before he took a big look, this and that. Now if it don't work, it's like, yo, he wasn't really ready anyway, this and that. And that's why I tell kids, I'm like, yo, you gotta be locked in. Like when you make decisions like of that magnitude, you gotta be locked in because like at that point, I'm in DC. Now this is the first time you getting money too. So now I'm like, yo, I'm out there. I'm in the town. I'm like, yo, Chocolate City is crazy out here. I'm in the town. I'm like, I ain't playing. So I'm already mad. I'm like, I ain't playing anyway. So it's nothing for me to come to practice 5, be out to 5 in the morning, come to practice at 8.
You already know why.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't playing anyway, so I'm going to practice. I'm cool. You know, I come to the arena, I'm like, I can hang out to 6. So I'm like, yeah, it's game day. I'm sitting on the bench anyway. You know, I'm cool. Now I'm just sitting there on the bench. You're not engaged, nothing. I'm looking who came to the game. I'm like, yo, Shorty who came to the game. I'm looking at this stand like, yo, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you get caught up in that mode, it's like, now you're just playing all angles. And, you know, and then even at that time, because DC was so close, yo, I remember I would have navigated. 1 year, my dream was almost like at 100,000 miles. I was driving to New York like every other day. Something go wrong, yo, I'm going to New York. We got practice tomorrow. I'll be back like 6 in the morning. So I'm coming from New York 6 in the morning, driving straight to practice. You know, they know. They can tell them my energy. We doing suicides. I'm laughing, running, doing suicides. You know, that's that energy when you up all night. And then once you burn out, it's like you go from hype to right crash. You know, so they see it and they like, man, like. Then once I got hurt, it was definitely like, I'm like, they don't care anyway. So now I'm on that time. I'm like, yeah, I don't care either.
Because you know what, Sham? At the end of the day, it's really not about being on the best team.
Yeah.
I feel like it's about being on a team that's going to be able to show your talent and let you play. So then, future purposes, you can be on the best team. And now, boom, they're going to put you on the 5-star. They're going to throw you up first because now they already see your talent. They see what you're working with. But you had a chance to show what you could do. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being thrown to the best team with the best players, where everybody's kind of going against each other. You know? No,
I always tell people. I always tell people to this day. I said, you know what's so crazy about the draft when it happened? I'm like, if I got drafted a 1 pick less or 1 pick before, I probably didn't get 10 years. If I got picked 1 pick less, I went to Seattle. Gary Payton was there. Gary Payton was like so hands-on. If I went less, 1 pick before, I went to Sacramento. Sacramento didn't have a point guard, period. So, period, yeah. So then the kid, Anthony Johnson, that I used to be destroying, he goes to Sacramento. They don't have no point guard. He starts his first year. There's no pressure because nobody expects Sacramento to do anything anyway. So now they just throw him to the Wolves. If you get thrown to the Wolves enough, you become a Wolf. Mm-hmm. Just regardless. I don't care what you're doing. Like. So now he started 82 games. Next year he come in, he started another 82 games. So now it's like, yo, I started 82 games. Whether I was good or not, I started 82 games. So you know what other teams said? Well, he did start 82 games. So he knows what it is. So now it's like, you know what? We can make him a backup if we get another point guard here. But we know we can rely on him. Right. So whether we play him or not, we're going to pay him because we're like, yo, we can rely on him because if this dude go down, he's going to step up and be right there. I never had the opportunity. Like, even at the end, like, Ron got hurt, like, the last 10 games. Even the last 10 games, like, last game, I averaged 12 and 7. If I average 12 and 7 for the whole season, I'm still in the NBA for the next whatever. But if you get that in the last 10 games where nobody cares, the team ain't good. Bottom like,
Yo, so tell everybody where they can find you at, Shan.
They can find me at Garsham on #12 on Instagram. They can find me at Garsham #12 on Instagram. They can find me on RockNation.com. You know, with Rock Nation all day. You know, you got to give up for the Rock all day. you know, that's a blessing for me. You know what I'm saying? You found me on DallasMav.com, and then, you know, I signed an endorsement deal with Cuban. You know, I have my shoe out in August. You know, but, you know, that's, you know, like I said, for me, you know, God is everything. You know, because like without Him, things wouldn't be possible. And, you know, I'm a kid that grew up with all the stuff that still happened. I wouldn't change nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, me wanting to play NBA forever, you know, I could play NBA forever, still not have the recognition I have right now. It's huge. I'm playing NBA forever. And when people see me and see them, they know me. You know what I'm saying? So, and like right now, I got an endorsement deal, you know what I'm saying, with Puma, you know, my shoe coming out. This dude's ever been an NBA All-Stars about my shoe coming out. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, with Rock Nation, I'm blessed to be around 2 billionaires now. You know, shout out to you know, whole being there. But, you know, I feel, you know, Mark Cuban is my owner, but he's more like a friend and a mentor. You know, we talk on a regular basis and things like that. You know, every time I'm around Chick, you know, he gives me good advice. So, you know, I just want to, you know, like I said, just try to make it all great again. Just do my part. Can't count for everybody else's part. I just want to do my part because, like, there's so much talent, and like I said, when I was coming up, we had that. I feel it's right for me to do that, and you know, I'm gonna do the best I can.
There you go. Tell me what podcast show you on.
Oh, I'm on Beat 193, the Beat 193.
The Beat 139.
139, my bad. I'm on the Beat 139. I know why I said that, because that's the station in Dallas. All right, Beat 139.
Got it all up.